Hi, I'm Abby from Rtings.com. Today we're looking at the Roku Select Series. Roku licensed their OS to TV manufacturers like TCL, Hisense, and Sharp for years. Then, in 2023, Roku entered the marketplace with their own lineup of TVs. This model is an affordable lower-tier LED. We bought and tested the 4K 65-inch model, but our results are also valid for the 43, 50, 55, and 75-inch models. The TV is also available with a 720p resolution in 24 and 32-inch variants and a 40-inch model with a 1080p resolution. For this review, we'll be discussing the 4K models of this TV. How does it stack up to other entry-level models on the market? And is Roku's first foray into the TV market a success? To answer these questions, we need to talk about its design and performance. As expected for a budget model, the Roku Select Series has a basic design that doesn't look or feel premium. You won't find it in an art museum, but it does the job. It has thin bezels on the top and sides, with a much thicker one on the bottom. The two wide-set feet raise the TV about 3.3 inches, so pretty much any soundbar will fit in front without blocking the screen. The back of the TV is plain with some screw holes for wall mounting. It's mostly flat with some raised lines, and you'll find your typical plastic panel in the back where the inputs are housed. There are 4 HDMI 2.0 ports, 2 facing to the side and 2 facing downwards. If you wall mount the TV and don't have tiny hands, these can be hard to reach, especially the 2 that face downwards. It's best to plug in your devices before you mount the TV. If not, you might have to ask your children or younger siblings to plug in your PlayStation. You'll also find 1 USB, 1 optical, and 1 Ethernet port, as well as a 3.5mm analog audio out to plug in headphones and composite inputs for older devices. There's also a tuner, but since it's only ATSC 1.0, 4K over-the-air is a no-go. The TV comes with a Roku voice remote that's identical to the remotes that come with their modern streaming devices. There are 4 quick access buttons for popular streaming services and 2 customizable shortcut buttons that you can assign to your favorite apps. The voice commands work well, and you can plug the headphones directly into the remote so you don't wake up your family or roommates during late-night Netflix marathons. You know what to expect if you've ever used a Roku streaming device. You can easily find your favorite apps and streaming services, and you can cache videos from your phone, tablet, or computer. Unfortunately, the home screen has large ads that cannot be disabled, so prepare to be inundated with ads for content you likely have no interest in. It's no secret that most TVs on the market have bad speakers, and this one is no different. Bass is pretty much non-existent, and the speakers don't get very loud. The frequency response is well balanced at low volumes, and dialogue is clear enough, but there is noticeable compression at max volume. If you want good audio, you'll want to pair the TV with a soundbar or surround sound system. Roku used a VA panel for this model, so the viewing angle is narrow, but a bit wider than many similar TVs. Still, it's not a great choice for watching movies, shows, or sports as a group because the image just doesn't look good from the side. If you're feeling passive-aggressive, though, you could always stick your least favorite friend or family member in the corner seat during the big game. The semi-gloss coating does a good job of reducing the intensity of reflections from ambient light sources, but any direct reflections are distracting. You won't want to stick a lamp in front of the screen or use it directly opposite a bright window. The TV has a great native contrast ratio, so blacks are fairly deep during dark scenes. It doesn't have a local dimming feature, so blacks look gray and washed out when brighter highlights are on screen, but that's to be expected from a TV in this price bracket. One of the biggest surprises with this TV is how accurate it is out of the box. Most TVs in this price range require professional calibration if you care about accuracy, which kind of defeats the purpose of buying a cheaper TV. This isn't the case here. Gamma, white balance, and color temperature are all extremely close to the target. By today's standards, this is not a very bright TV. It's pretty good and gets bright enough to fight glare in a bright room, but it's much better suited for dark to moderately lit rooms. Although it's bright enough to enjoy SDR content, HDR is a different story. Unfortunately, it doesn't get bright enough to really take advantage of HDR content. Movies and shows look dull and lifeless, and highlights don't have that pop that we all love. Gaming in HDR is no different. It isn't noticeably dimmer in game mode, but it still isn't bright enough for an impactful HDR gaming experience. On the plus side, HDR content follows the creator's intent well regarding brightness. Dark scenes are displayed a bit brighter than they should be, but most scenes are very close to the target. Since the TV doesn't get very bright, there is a gradual roll-off to preserve some details and highlights, but details in very bright highlights are lost. Another knock against the TV's capabilities is its ability to display the range of colors required for proper HDR. It doesn't support a wide color gamut, and although it covers a good amount of the commonly used DCI P3 color space, it doesn't cover much of the Rec 2020 color space. Until this point, it's been very accurate out of the box, but that's not the case here. It's way off in both color spaces, so it doesn't accurately portray colors at different saturation levels. It just can't display dark saturated colors well, and its low peak brightness limits its ability to display bright and vibrant colors. This greatly affects the impact that HDR content should have. The TV removes 24p Judder from external sources like Blu-ray players, but can't remove it from internal apps. This is a massive downside for a TV that's marketed as an all-in-one streaming solution. If you buy this TV, you'll likely want to use the built-in apps to stream your favorite content, but you'll have to put up with juddery motion when watching movies or shows in 24 frames per second. If you're sensitive to flicker, this is not the TV for you. The backlight flickers at a low frequency with anything below the max backlight setting. Not only does this cause noticeable image duplication, but it can cause headaches and eye strain if you're sensitive to it. One positive with the motion is the TV's great response time. This is good news if you want to use the TV for sports or video games, because motion is smooth with only a bit of blur behind fast movements on the screen. More good news if you're using the TV for gaming is its incredibly low input lag. There is no discernible delay between your controller inputs and the action on screen, so you don't need to worry about being at a disadvantage if you're playing competitive games. When you lose a round of Call of Duty, you'll have no one to blame but yourself. The TV supports common resolutions up to 4K at 60 Hz and displays Chroma 444 signals properly for clear text from a PC. But for all the gamers looking for 1440p or 120 Hz support, you won't find it on this TV. So where does that leave us? Should you buy this TV? Honestly, it depends. If you're a fan of Roku's streaming platform or buying a TV for a less tech-savvy person in your life, this might be the one for you. It has an accurate image without needing calibration, which is great for a budget option. Being that 2023 was Roku's first year releasing TVs, they did a good job with this model. You could do much worse for the price. But if you're looking for a budget TV to pair with modern gaming consoles or PCs, you're better off checking out the similarly priced Best Buy exclusive, the TCL Q5 or Q550G. It supports VRR and can do 4K at 120 Hz with TCL's resolution halving feature on the 55 and 65-inch models. It also delivers a brighter and more vibrant HDR experience with games, movies, and shows, and can remove 24p Judder from both external and internal sources. Well, that's all for our review of the Roku Select Series. If you want a more detailed write-up on the TV, check out our written review. The link is in the description below. Until next time, I'm Abby from Rtings.com, where we help you find the best product for your needs. But it still isn't impactful, nope. For an impactful, nope. No, you didn't ruin it. It's like gears, you want the gears to catch, and right now they're like, for an impactful HDR gaming experience. There we go.